Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Super here, and welcome to a Mortal Kombat 11 rumor video. The start of potential rumors, leaks of Mortal Kombat 11. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are already in September. We're going into the final months of 2017, and you guys know what that means. The rumor mill is going to start coming together for Mortal Kombat 11, which myself and a lot of people are anticipating will get announced during next year's E3. That's right. NetherRealm has around a 2-year life cycle usually with their fighting games. MK9, 2011, 2013 was Injustice. MKX came out in 2015, and Injustice 2 came out in 2017. So 2019, we should definitely expect a new Mortal Kombat game, meaning it's going to get announced the year before at E3. And, based on what has been said before, if this is going to happen, then Mortal Kombat 11 is already being in development. Probably early development, not very early development, because I'm sure they were coming up with ideas and concepts and stuff like that while Injustice 2 was being worked on, towards the end of the development of Injustice 2, when they pretty much had everything. All they needed was to polish up the game. I'm sure that's when they started, working on ideas for MK11 and what they're going to do with the story and characters, etc. And of course, the beautiful fatalities, hopefully brutalities come back and all that stuff. So this would definitely match up with the schedule that I would see NetherRealm keeping if they were working on MK11 already. So let's get on to the actual article here. I'll leave it linked in the description if you guys want to read it. It's a Spanish website called mortal-kombat.org, and let me read to you guys the whole thing. Alright, so the first paragraph goes, "Deadly combat. Do you remember the years ago?" This is translated. I could read Spanish, but you guys wouldn't be able to, or a lot of you guys wouldn't be able to understand me, so I used a translator here. So hopefully the translator is not that bad. Do you remember years ago we had some information about the development of Mortal Kombat? I'm talking about probably Mortal Kombat X, or the original, or the reboot, I should say. Well, this source with the arrival of Warner Bros. Stopped talking for fear of losing his job. Oh, I guess they were talking about Mortal Kombat, and this guy was spilling the beans on stuff going on with, MK9, and then Warner Brothers stepped in. They're like, sir, you better keep your mouth shut. Probably found out who it is. Fear of getting fired, he went quiet. And then it goes on to say, "I have had the opportunity to talk briefly with this person. Fleetingly has left me some details of what is being developed conceptually. He has made comments on sketches made so far for MK11. So that's like the introduction to the article. Then it goes on to say, "Are you ready? In summary, characters that will return without any doubt: Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Raiden." I think that's a pretty good assumption that we all had, that those characters would make it in. I think Sub-Zero's been in every single Mortal Kombat game ever released, and Scorpion's been in every single Mortal Kombat game, excluding one which a lot of people were extremely pissed off when Scorpion did not make the initial roster for MK3. There was a giant backlash of not having Scorpion, which is probably the most fan favorite character in all of Mortal Kombat history, not being in a Mortal Kombat game. And of course, Raiden, it looks like he's going to be very crucial to the story moving forward based on what we got at the end of MKX. So moving on to rumored characters. So this is where the rumors start. Rumored characters that are there's sketches of these characters going around at the moment. Sketches of Onaga, Blaze, Taven, and Dagon. So these are the 4 characters that are rumored to be in the game because they're sketches of them being worked on by NetherRealm at the moment. So now let's get into the rumored story. So early rumors suggest that Mortal Kombat 11 will include the saga of Onaga and Blaze in a single game, in the same way that Mortal Kombat X included that of Shinnok and Quan Chi. However, this initial information points out that the evil that our heroes will face on this occasion will not come from other kingdoms. Kingdoms probably meaning, you know, other realms. So there's a good chance Raiden might go rogue and go asshole mode on the Earth realm. Who knows? But that is the early rumored story concept. Now, how they're going to fit in Onaga and Blaze, you know, these very powerful characters, especially, you know, Onaga, who had an entire Mortal Kombat game based on him with Deception, and then going into Armageddon. There's a whole, like, story between, you know, Blaze, Taven, and Dagon. And how are they going to fit all that into, like, one game while adding bits and pieces of what happened in MKX and the new roster with the new characters, and maybe creating new storylines? You know what I mean? That is a lot, unless they're gonna make the story like incredibly long. I think the Unjust story was about 4 hours, if I'm not mistaken, 4 to 5 hours. So that's a pretty long story. I think MKX might have been very similar, maybe a little bit less, but that is a lot to fit in. I mean, they did manage to fit in, you know, MK4 like storyline along with bits and pieces of MK3 in there, and like continuing that, the first original Mortal Kombat games. They managed to fit that in pretty nicely while introducing new characters and coming up with some stuff of their own with the new timeline. So I definitely don't see it past NetherRealm. You know, I definitely trust that they would make a really good story. But the fact that these characters are in, you know, being sketches of them are being worked on has me very excited, because it seems like a lot of the 3D era MK characters are gonna get some love in MK11. Now, this is a double-edged sword for me, because I did grow up playing the 3D you know, fighting games for MK. I grew up playing Deception. I grew up playing Deadly Alliance. Those are the main ones. I never really played Armageddon too much, I'm not gonna lie. But Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, these games I played quite a bit. But every time that I did play them, I always wanted to play UMK3 way more. I was like, why can't I have UMK3 on my console at the time? You know what I mean? Or Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So, like, for me personally, I do like some of the characters from the 3D era of the MK games, but I so much prefer the old school, you know, Mortal Kombat characters from 1, 2, and 3. But with the story moving along, I definitely see a lot more 3D MK era characters being introduced. Now, there aren't any characters that I would be, you know, like, pissed off if they made it. On the contrary, there's a couple characters that I would love to see in MK11. One being Havoc. I really want to see Havoc. I want to see how they would make him look in a modern fighting game made by NetherRealm. I think Havoc would be really cool. He's incredibly strong, and I think he would have some of the best looking brutalities. Raiko is another character that everyone likes, and I think moving forward with what happened in Deception and Armageddon, some of the characters that actually made it onto those story modes, oh, I could just imagine like Rain being in there, Fujin being in there. Of course, the Cyber Initiative is still going on. You know, Sector is still alive at the time when Armageddon happens. So maybe that's why they introduced some of these characters. Like, I know Triborg was definitely a fan favorite, and it was a chance for them to have, you know, Triborg be all 4 robots. But if this continues, you know, it would be awesome to see Triborg actually be included in MK11 as a main roster character, the same way that Kenshi was DLC for MK9. He was a main character in MKX. I really hope that Triborg makes it on as a normal character, normal roster character in MK11. So it has me excited about the potential of the roster. But the story mode, I really don't have anything to say. As always with these rumored videos, you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. You know, everybody says that because it's true. You gotta, you know, you could speculate and think about the possibilities and stuff, but it doesn't mean it's true. You know, this might end up being, you know, not true. It doesn't seem like this. I haven't heard about this website ever like coming up with huge rumors that end up being false or anything like that. So I wouldn't trust them to just put this out there, you know, maybe lose credibility on their website. I don't think this is the kind of website that would do that. But again, this could be just early concepts. They might not even go with this as the story mode, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Any other news that comes to light in the future, of course, I'll make some videos on, because I really love MK, and talking about this stuff makes me very happy. Thinking about the possibilities of a Mortal Kombat 11 game with what NetherRealm knows now, with an amazing netcode right from the start. If you guys remember, for the longest of time, Mortal Kombat X had absolute crap netcode. It was a delay-based netcode, meaning that everything on the screen looked fine, like it was running beautifully, but if you pressed a button, it would come out a half second later, and that is the worst kind of lag, when your inputs come out a lot later than when you actually press the buttons. MK11 will have amazing netcode from the start. We might have best 3 out of 5 from the start. We might have gear system in Mortal Kombat 11. Oh man, if they implement all these things into a Mortal Kombat game that NetherRealm has you know, come up with in the last couple of years, or in the last couple of titles, MK11 might be the best NetherRealm game ever. You know what I mean? So the possibilities of this game have me really excited, and I can't wait to hear more like potential rumors out there so I could cover them and make videos on, even if they end up being fake or they don't come true. Just talking about MK11 makes me very happy. So that's gonna be the end of today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this rumored story, Onaga, Blaze, Taven, and Dagon being rumored to be in the game, because you know their sketch is being worked on for them already, and if they're being worked on this early and sketches being worked on them this early, then they for sure have a huge chance of making it onto the roster. And that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I might make some more MK11 videos, maybe some wish list stuff like that, features that I want to see in the game moving forward. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.